Hi everybody, it's the Soap Man. It's Saturday, so you know what it's time to do. It's time to make another batch of soap. I'm going to try to do what I did last week and didn't turn out quite what was expected. I was going to do a checker pattern that I was hoping to look similar to this. I drew it on a piece of paper. And I learned a lesson last week. If you have a method that works well for you, stick with it. I also proved one of the things that I've always been an advocate of. Always be sure you have a backup plan in case your soap gets unexpectedly thick, which happened. Last week I did a couple of things differently. I went ahead and got my oils mixed up like this. And I went ahead, I've seen a lot of soapers do it with luck. It didn't work for me. They went ahead, and I did too, put the scent oil just into the main oil before you mix it up. And the scent oil that I used behaves very well. It does not accelerate trace, does not discolor. It sticks very well on your soap. Well, it didn't happen when I did it that way. It got very thick very fast, and I went ahead and tried it anyway. Thought, well, I'll take advantage of the thickness. Put it in here, the mold just the way it was supposed to. When I lifted the divider out, I had a big thick line between the center, and I was afraid the soap would not join together. I was just afraid they wouldn't come together. So I did where I took the spoon when this was out, and I just took the spoon and kind of swirled all around and got a, not a bad looking bar of soap. Looks not halfway bad. So I was pleased with it. I was able to save it, but it's not what I was wanting. Now, one good thing, obviously, I saved the soap. Another is, if you have watched me before, you know when I clean up, I just let everything sit in these cups and saponify. And then I soak it in a big bucket of hot water, let everything come out, and I use that soapy water to do various things. Sometimes I put it in the washer and wash the laundry with it. Sometimes I do dishes with it. Sometimes I wash the car with it. Sometimes I'll put bleach in it and clean the bathroom with it. I want to show you the water from that soap. Okay, I soaked everything in hot water, let it sit overnight, scrubbed everything up, and I scrubbed everything up and cleaned everything up 2 hours ago. Look at the suds still sitting on this water. This has been sitting there. All those suds has been sitting there for 2 hours and no sign of going away. So this is a really, really high quality, very, very luxurious bar of soap. I can't wait to try it. So I'm going to try it again today using methods that I know work very well. And this one I'm not going to scent, which is kind of common for me. I'm not going to scent it like I usually do. I've pre-mixed my colors in oil. That was one thing I didn't do last week, so I had to stick blend more. I'm also, it's not the exact same recipe, but it's very similar. I made just a little bit more because I want to do is Sahara Sunset again. That's one of my favorite methods. I've done it, I think when I do it again, it'll make it 4 times. So I made just a little bit extra because what I want to do is fill my small round mold with yellow soap. This is going to be the Sunset and the Sahara Sunset. So I'll probably be doing that one day next week. Probably pretty soon, because when I make an embed like that, I like to do it when it's pretty fresh. So let's get started. Mix the oil and water, the lye oil and water, lye water and oils together. Like always, get a light emulsification, split it into 4 cups. The yellow's going to have a little bit more so I can fill that yellow mold. Lye water's cloudy like always because it has a lot of tussis soap dissolved into it. I'm soaping at around 120. Because I am going to want this to gel. So let me make a little bit of noise here. Bear with me for a few minutes. it's well emulsified, no oils on top. Plus I'm going to stick blend some more, so it's alright. I'm going to get these split up equally with a little bit more in the yellow. Okay, this last one's going to be the yellow, so I'm going to put a little bit more in this. And we'll do it first. The yellow, all of the colors have been properly dispersed into sweet almond oil. I'm going to whisk it in. And I'm going to get my blue ready. Whisk the blue in. Just want to keep those fluid. Alright, now I'm going to stick blend just a little bit more just to make sure they're well mixed. Same with the blue. Okay. Now, first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and fill my round mold before this gets too thick on me. Which is happening already. Even without a scent. Alright, and it's full. That's it. Set it aside. And I'm ready to pour. So, I'm going to pour these simultaneously. Thicken that out just a little bit. Alright, here we go. yellow and blue into the mold. Very nice. It's looking good so far. And those look pretty even. I'm pretty pleased with this. Alright, now I want to raise the center divider just a little bit, if I can, so I don't have any drag marks when I pull it out for the final. Kind of pound that and let those get down together. Now this is looking much better than last week. This is doing what I was hoping it would do. Alright, now let's get to these other colors. Clean this whisk up just a little. I'm going to have to be careful with stick blending now because it's had time to sit and it is fairly warm so too. Yeah, I'm getting a little thick, but it's alright. Put my orange in. Put my pink in. Put my whisk. I'm going to risk a very quick blast of the stick blender, just a quick one to make sure everything mixes well. Let me clean the head up real quick. Give me just a moment, please. Alright, that's good enough. Now let's just a very, very, very quick blast. Alright, that's enough. And this one. Alright, that's all I'm going to do, stick blending. Let's get this out of the way. Okay, now the bottom levels are pretty good and thick, so they're going to really support this very well. I'm still going to spoon it on just to get it started. So on top of the yellow, I want the orange. I'm just going to gently spoon it on and then pour it. the same with the pink. Gently spoon it on that bottom layer first to make sure it lays on top instead of pierces through. Okay, now pour the rest. Give this a tap down. Pull this out. I just lift the whole thing out at once. I'm going to let all of this saponify, clean it up later. Tap this down some more. And that's what it's supposed to look like. This one I do believe is going to turn out very well as my yellow for the sun. Now, if y'all watched me before, you know I'm going to spray this with rubbing alcohol to make sure I don't get soda ash. I'm going to wrap it and let it go through gel phase. I'm going to clean all these cups up, this excess, put it into a muffin mold, which is what I keep for myself to use. So anyway, I will see you all tomorrow for the cutting, and thanks for watching. Goodbye.